This is Boss Hogg Radio, home of Born to Ride Radio.
Born to Ride is sponsored in part by Rubenstein Law, 1-800-FL-LEGAL, representing riders since 1988. Offices throughout Florida, 1-800-FL-LEGAL.
Everyone was right, I was born to ride.
Born to Ride is a multimedia marketing and promotional machine with TV, magazines, streaming radio, and internet advertising opportunities. There are tens of thousands of motorcycles. We reach the people who ride them. Born to Ride. Find out more at borntoride.com.
This is Boss Hogg Radio, home of Born to Ride Radio. You can join the motorcycle enthusiast conversation by calling 863-225-2000.
Welcome to another edition of Born to Ride Radio on the Boss Hogg Radio Network. And in the studio, we've got Ron Galletti, and we also have Mama Dukes. I'm Fester Jenkins, your host. And another edition there, folks. Yes. Now, you need a little bit of more head volume there?
Nope, got it.
Deb's on her way.
Okay.
She might be getting her hair done again. No, just kidding.
I was just thinking Deb is following in Joe's footsteps. She's gonna take the place of running late.
Wow, we've got a exciting show today. I mean, this week and month is flying by already. It's Biketoberfest. We were out there yesterday getting all the books out everywhere, the magazines. Eric was at Willie's Old School Chopper Time show today. So there's a lot of cool stuff we got on Born to Ride Facebook page. We released the Bike Week Babes, Biketoberfest Babes, so you can go there and check that out, and you can click the link and see galleries of that to remind everybody that every day we're going to be releasing another gallery. So it should be kind of cool.
It's October. There's a lot to do.
Yeah, there's a lot going on. And tomorrow, actually, I am flying out to L.A., that's Los Angeles, and I am doing a Nasty Savage concert in L.A. with DRI and a couple other metal bands, and, they're flying us out there, putting us up, and, we're getting paid and everything,
nice.
Man. So we have fans in L.A., and they wanted us to be there, so Nasty Savage is coming down tomorrow and Saturday night.
How long are you going to be out there for?
We'll be back on Sunday, late Sunday. Probably Monday morning we'll be back.
So really it's just fly out there, do the gig, and then work on getting back.
We're flying out Friday, playing Saturday, and then we're leaving on Sunday evening. Come back, by the time we get here back to Tampa, it's like 6:30 in the morning. But, it's should be pretty cool getting back with Nasty Savage. We've got promoters wanting to book us now in Belgium and Amsterdam, Holland, South America, and we're already booked for July in Mexico City. They're bringing us in. He said, we're going to treat you like royalty, because when you play in Mexico, you really have to have the connections to get in and get out and everything taken care of. So we're pretty excited about it. Something we did 35 years ago, Nasty Savage, heavy metal from Brandon, Florida. But we got a great show today. A lot of cool stuff's going to be happening.
Now, how long did you guys just come back together, Nasty Savage, or?
We've been together, like we said, we came out in 83, 82 with the demo and got signed to record label. We did about 6 albums over the years, broke up in the early 90s. And then we'd always do these reunion shows. We got different members, but myself and David Austin, the guitarist, is the same original guitarist.
Do you guys have like a Facebook page or YouTube that we can check it out?
We have a NastySavage.com. We also have Nasty Savage Doom Society is the Facebook page that David does. And we also are on Spotify and all that. And you could ask Electra. What is it?
Alexa.
Yep.
Ask Electra, too. But ask Electra. Say, hey, what is Nasty Savage? And they will tell you.
Really?
We're on that. Yeah, man. So it's exciting. Someone on the phone?
Yeah, we've got Bill Grotto from Twisted Tea on the line here and ready to join us.
Bill Grotto is the czar, the marketing czar of Twisted Tea. He's an unbelievable man. We're honored to have him on the show today, man. Bill, you there?
Yeah, I'm here, Ron. How you doing, buddy?
Oh, Bill, thank you, man, for calling, man. I know Twisted Tea, man, is just taking the country by storm and the world by storm. I walked out in the garage the day before last, and about 1 a.m, my son had his back seat out of his truck, and they're sitting in the garage having a Twisted Tea party with the big boxes, and they were drinking Twisted Tea, and I said, man, you guys drink Twisted Tea? And they go, heck yeah, man. They're so you're hitting a younger market. I mean, that's pretty good because these guys are, 20, 21, and they're enjoying Twisted Tea.
21.
Yeah, they're 21. but they're pushing it. I think they like that alcohol content.
Yeah, well, I'd love to tell you that it was all because of me, but, part of the beer business is it takes a village to do it, and we've got, the stars align for Twisted Tea. We got a great product, because I'm not that good a salesman. I'm really not. I'm not not that good. We got a great product. We got great distributors, and we have, most importantly, our great drinkers. I mean, we have a very loyal and fervent fan base. So once they're in the franchise, once they're drinking Twisted Tea, it's all over.
Well, I was going to say, there's breweries and brewers and beers that have been brewing for hundreds and hundreds of years, and how long has Twisted Tea been on the market? Because you guys kind of created your own space and moved right in and leading the pack of people who are trying to copy kind of what you do now. Well, I mean, how long has it been?
Twisted Tea, we started brewing Twisted Tea in the year 2000, and it was called Bodine's Twisted Tea. But the band, the Bodines, they sued us for copyright infringement. So we had to drop the Bodines out of it, and we called it Twisted Tea from 2001 on. And, Twisted Tea is very unique because we've had a lot of different alcoholic teas that have come out there, and they haven't been able to, replicate what we've done. Twisted Tea is unique in the fact that it's real brewed tea, that we add alcohol to it. It's not like we make it in a factory, in a laboratory with, tea tasting flavors. We brew the tea and then we add alcohol to it, and it's non-carbonated. And, I thought about this the other day. It's the only alcoholic beverage that's non-carbonated that's not a wine or a spirit. Because all beer's carbonated. Lots of flavored malt beverages are carbonated. The seltzers, the hard seltzer category, which has gone beyond belief, skyrocketed. Those are all carbonated, and Twisted Tea isn't. So we have a lot of unique things about Twisted Tea, which is why I think we've been so lucky. It's definitely not because of my salesmanship, because I am not that good.
Well, it's the marketing and the branding of the brand. And, you guys are on TV. You change the national television. You see Twisted Tea commercials. You've done niche marketing as well with different but, I mean, it's to get the youth, the people that are 21 of age, and they're drinking Twisted Tea. That means they got turned on to it somehow. And it's not just, you do so much with the biker community. I want to talk about that and the bike you're giving away. But what Twisted Tea has been able to accomplish, I think you're hitting it. A lot of people are I just saw you on a national TV commercial too, Bill. What were you driving in that commercial, man? It was a it was a monster truck.
At a tailgate?
Truck. Yeah,
that's you.
Yeah,
oh wow!
Well, hang on. That's my stunt double.
Oh, okay.
I wasn't driving it because I was wanting to drive the monster truck, but those things aren't easy to drive because you have to steer the rear wheels and steer the front wheels. It's kind of like a bobcat or a skid steer or something like that. And I'm not a heavy equipment operator, and it wasn't mine. So you know how it is when somebody's like, "Hey, take my bike for a ride." It's like,
yeah.
So it wasn't mine. So the spot we did, we just, we were sitting in the monster truck, of course, when they filmed the spot that me and Tank are on. But no, we weren't driving it.
I mean, some of the cool commercials and angles that Twisted Tea has done is cool, like the back of the pickup with the water in it, and people getting the people involved to send you photos, and that's That's what success is about. And then you back it up, and you hit a lot of the motor stuff, and that's where we met you years ago. And like I always say, Bill Grotto is the hardest working man in show business, and because you are everywhere, man, and you're down with the people, you're so respected, which brings the respect to the brand. People are set on drinking Budweiser or something, but I think because of who you are, I think a lot more people have tried the brand, and some probably buy it all the time. But you're at all the bike rallies, man, and Twisted Tea is known to sponsor our communities, the biker community, and now you're giving away another motorcycle built by Cycle Source. So tell us about that, and how do they win this motorcycle?
Oh, yeah, that's something that's been really, really cool. Chris and Heather and the gang at Cycle Source Magazine, they've built several bikes for us that we've given away each year. And this year, this is our first shovelhead that we've ever done, and it's a 75 shovelhead. I don't think I'm allowed to mention the name of the manufacturer, but it's a shovelhead. True. And I think I'll let your listeners deduct who made that from there.
Well, the bike looks awesome, man. It's got the yellow and the blue and the fishtail pipes. It's in the magazine this month. I've seen it in quite a few. But what do they have to do? Go to your website, have a chance to win?
Yeah, if there's
or a QR code.
Well, there's a QR code. Hopefully they're at a motorcycle rally or their favorite bar drinking Twisted Tea, and they see a poster or they see a copy of Born to Ride magazine, and they pick it up and look through the great content that you and Deb and the gang put together, and then they see our ad and they scan the QR code, or they could go to twistedtea.com and then scroll down and they could enter to win it there. And it's free to enter. And the bike is totally gone through. It's a killer bike, and we wanted to model it after. I always love those gassers, those drag strip gasser cars, and that's what this bike is modeled after. So if you look at the ad, it's got the Christmas tree, and it's on the track, and that's kind of where this bike, the inspiration for this bike came from. But I'd love to see it go to a happy winner. We've had lots and lots of happy winners once a year that they get a chance to win this bike, and it's totally free.
Yeah, I think we covered last year, the year before, at the Main Street Station. You guys gave away a bike on stage. It was just unbelievable. The crowd was going nuts, man. And it's what you do, though. How does it feel when you can give back like that and really, really be a part of the motorcycle community? Because you're a biker through and through yourself.
Well, thanks. And I mean, for me, it makes me so happy to give back, because without the drinkers, without the people who support us, there would be no us. There would be no me if there wasn't a them first. So we love to give back. And to your point earlier, putting our drinkers on the back labels, the TV spots that we're airing now feature real drinkers. They're not actors. We've sourced these true, we call them super fans that we've gotten from our Instagram and Twitter and whatever, and we fly them out and do the spot. And how cool is that? You could hire an actor to do it, or you could get somebody real, and that's
authentic,
what we're all
enjoying
about.
it. Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
you don't have to pay them to act. They love the product. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? It's not here, act like you like this. You know what I mean? They already like it.
So when's the date for the giveaway on the Twisted Tea bike?
So the contest it'll end, I think, in early or mid-July. And then the hope is that the winner will go to Sturgis. Now, the trip to Sturgis isn't included. They'd have to get to Sturgis on their own dime. But our hope would be, if the person won it, that they would go to Sturgis, and then we would be able to give it to them in Sturgis at the Buffalo Chip when we reveal the next bike, which would be the 2022-23 season bike.
Well, that's smart, man, because you got plenty of time to market your brand. You market the sensationalism and magnify this motorcycle you're giving away so you can collect a lot of data and you get more of a fan base. You get new people trying the product. That's smart marketing, man. And that bike's worthy of taking that much time to promote and market it. Because before you know it, it's going to be here.
Oh, yeah. And let me tell you, events are back in full speed ahead. Every motorcycle event I've been to this year, whether it was V-Twin or whether it was motocross or supercross event, which, we got into that, Ron, and that's really cool. We're the title sponsor of the factory Suzuki team for supercross and motocross series, and that has been really cool because you want to talk about enthusiastic fans. And it's great to see people out in events and we're doing it safely and we're getting to see each other again. And we've really kind of, making it back to normal, the new normal, I guess.
Yeah. And that's a whole new demographic for you. It's like, but they got Monster energy drinks and this, I think you fit right in there. And, the demographic, again, those racers are younger guys too. And they're 20, 21, 22, 25. And, I think it's, motor people relate to your branding and your marketing and your promotions, man. And I was going to ask you, what is a normal Twisted Tea person like when you get out there and they say, man, I've been drinking Twisted Tea for 10 years. What kind of people are they? Tell me.
Oh, my God. Well, Ron, when you and I first met going back 10, 12 years ago, I mean, listen, to the listening audience, Ron and Deb knew me when I was selling Twisted Tea and I didn't even have a bike yet. We were like building.
Yeah, man.
So, all right. So that's how far back we go. And back then, Twisted Tea, it was a lot of blue collar, people that work with their hands, people that, they were in trades that, had them doing physical work all day. And, they would go at the end of the day, they'd grab a 12-pack of, a mass domestic light beer and a couple of 24-ounce Twisted Teas, and that was the demographic. But it has evolved into multicultural brand. So we have people of all races, colors, genders, male, female, like everybody is drinking Twisted Tea, and it's just been great. 'Cause, like way back when, it used to be like, for like contractors and lumberjacks.
Right.
You know what I mean?
It's like tattoos, man. Everybody's getting them.
Yes, that's a great analogy.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Tattoos, Twisted Teas, and motorcycles.
Well, Bill, they had a case of peach Twisted Tea, so you got different flavors as well, right?
Yeah. We have different flavors of tea. Original is the horse that drives the wagon, but we've got peach, we've got raspberry, half and half, which is half tea, half lemonade. We've also got mango, and then this year in 2022, we're going to be doing a full court press nationally on Twisted Tea Light. Because people are, the hard seltzer craze taught us in the alcohol beverage industry that, people are looking for big flavor, but they're also looking for, the magic number is like, 100 calories or so. I mean, look at Mick Ultra. I mean, Mick Ultra has grown every single year since its inception, I think in early 2000. So people want to drink and have a good time, but they also are watching their calories. So I think Twisted Tea Light is going to be a great play for us, and we'll have that here in 2022.
You heard it here first with Bill Grotto, the marketing czar from Twisted Tea, right here on Born to Ride Radio on the Boss Hogg Network. But Bill, I was going to ask you, we're going to go to a break. Before I go to the break, man, I wanted to, damn, I just had a brain fart. Deb's here. Deb's got him all.
Do I have that?
Yeah, Deb, you have. I saw her.
Jeez.
She just did her hair up.
Totally distracted you.
How far do we go back with this
I didn't even have a cheeseburger in my hand.
And how hard is he of a grinder, man? A producer who produces.
I know. He gets up, dress up, and shows up all the time. Hey, Bill, your boots on the ground. You're a movie star. You got your own commercial out now.
All right.
Well, Tank's the star. I'm his driver. You know, Tank is the one that everybody wants to. You know, hey, where's Tank? Where's Tank? You know? He's sitting here sleeping.
All right. We're getting ready to go to a break. Hang on, Bill. I remember what I was going to ask you about is Twisted Tea has a big engine behind them. I want you to kind of tell us where Twisted Tea actually comes from and why it's a success, because you have the power to make it a success and get it out there to the people who enjoy your products. So stay tuned. Tell us about that when we come back. We'll be right back with more here on Born to Ride.
You're listening to Born to Ride Radio, and it is another Thursday evening. We've got a full house in the studio. Mama Dukes, Ron Galletti, Debbie Galletti, and we'll be back in 1 minute.
Check out the all-new BornToRide.com with radio, TV, industry, adventure, events, magazine, social media, and much more. It's the all-new BornToRide.com.
Hi, I'm attorney Robert Rubenstein, and this is Rubenstein's Rules for Personal Injury. Rule number 1. Get an attorney. When you or a loved one have been injured by another's negligence, an experienced attorney can make a huge difference. At Rubenstein Law, we will find all of the insurance, make sure your injuries are documented, and work to get you the best result. While each case is different, a well-known insurance company's own study showed people with a lawyer on average got more money. Call Rubenstein Law at 1-800-FL-LEGAL.
Find us on Facebook, Born to Ride TV and magazine. The ultimate multimedia biker experience.
You can join the motorcycle enthusiast conversation at 863-225-2000.
I'll lead you
now,
into it.
here's more of your hosts, Fester Jenkins and Mama Dukes on Born to Ride Radio.
Back with more Born to Ride. And Bill, you still there?
Yeah.
All right.
Still here.
I asked you that question, but something else came up.
During the break.
Mama Dukes reminded me of this viral video with Twisted Tea that probably helped sell a million more cans and used as a great weapon. What are we talking about, Mama Dukes?
We're talking about the guy at the gas station. I believe it was a gas station, and I don't even know what happened. All you know is you see that Twisted Tea can come across there. I seen so many videos where they were like,
They put all kinds of different people
oh,
in
it
there.
was hilarious.
Bill, you know what we're talking about, right? The viral video, Twisted Tea. How did that affect your brand?
There was a viral video. I don't know what.
I know you didn't condone it.
We don't support violence.
Yeah, that was it was a weird thing for us because we'd never experienced that, and naturally, you know, we couldn't condone the violence, even though it was definitely justified. But you know, so we just we really had to just kind of remove ourselves from the narrative because, you know, this day and age, you have to be very, very mindful, especially a big company, because you're always going to upset, you know, half the people.
Right.
So we definitely needed to remove ourselves from that. I'll tell. I mean, it didn't hurt sales, but it was bittersweet. You know what I mean? And because we saw all those things, and it was like, oh man, you know.
Just unfortunately, that's our product everybody's seeing, this viral video. All right, we won't go there too much because I just thought it was amazing. And Mama Dukes, thanks for reminding me that. Tell if you can, tell us about the back end of Twisted Tea and the powerhouse behind it and why it's taken the world by storm.
So, well, I'll tell you about the parent company, but the powerhouse behind Twisted Tea it's all about the liquid. Twisted Tea is owned by the Boston Beer Company, so we brew Sam Adams, and Jim Cook, our founder, he still works every single day. Sam Adams is the brand that started it all. So Sam Adams is our craft beer. We also have a craft beer named Dogfish Head, which is a great killer craft beer. Sam Caglione and Mariah, they brew that in Delaware, but they're nationally known now and world-renowned brewers. Truly is our hard seltzer. Angry Orchard is our hard cider. Angry Orchard's the #1 hard cider in the U.S., and then of course Twisted Tea. So those are the brands that we, those are the brand platform, and we for Boston Beer Company, we're still we're less than 2% of the entire beer business in the United States. Well, it might be more now with Truly, but for a long, long time, we were only, we were less than 2% of the total beer business. So we do have a large company behind us, but we're kind of like a small fish in a very, very big pond. Because you think about how many beers there are, and there's these mega brewers, Molson Coors and Anheuser-Busch
and fighting for shelf space. As you bring out more product, you still have to deal with shelf space, wow factors, end caps, and it goes back to your distributors, and then how do you help the distributors? And, I know there's a lot to it, man, and we can't thank you enough for being a part of Born to Ride. So once again, where are you at in Daytona? Where can people see? Where can they sign up?
Yeah. Well, today we were at Willie's Tropical Chopper Show, and that's always a good time.
Oh, yeah.
Killer bikes. Oh my God, there were so many cool bikes there. It was unbelievable. And then the rest of the weekend, it looks like the weather's going to be phenomenal. So we'll be at all your favorite bars and restaurants, hanging out and having a good time. And if you can want to enter to win, you could find yourself a copy of Born to Ride. I saw them out there, Ron, and
awesome.
They look great. I saw them at Dirty Harry's. I saw them at a couple other spots, which was fantastic. So they could find a magazine and enter there with a QR code, or they could go to twistedtea.com and scroll down. It's on there. It's on the homepage somewhere.
Well, that's awesome.
And if not, just go to Born to Ride and look at the issue.
Yep.
We'll have it up on our website. We'll put the banner on the website. We'll make sure that's there. It's on our social media, Instagram.
And that's to win the tea bagger.
Yeah. And Bill, you guys always have such hot promotional people with you, team members, and it's always great because they're always brand conscious, and they're always delivering that quality that I guess what you are looking for.
Yeah, the brand ambassadors that we have are wonderful, and what they do, it's not easy, to hand out samples of Twisted Tea, and there's lots of people wanting to take pictures with them, but they're great. They it's not easy work, but they love it, and we have a really good time. And people ask me, why do you do what you do? Why did you get into motorcycles? Why did you get into motocross? And I tell them the answer is so simple. It's because of the people. We love our drinkers. And as a matter of fact, we love people that aren't drinkers. I've never given someone a sample of Twisted Tea. If the guy was drinking another brand and he took a sample, he never spit it out. He says, wow, this is pretty good. And then the next thing I'll see the guy later in the afternoon and he's drinking a Twisted Tea. So it's about the people. It's about being at events. And whether it's a motorcycle rally, a motocross event, a country music concert, it's just we love being around people and sampling our product. So that's why we do what we do.
Yeah, man, in your job, you're the perfect guy for that, and you're a leader. And one thing I want to ask you, how do you coin success for people out there who think they can't crank it up enough or they did enough that day? What would you have to say to inspire someone else on the realm of success?
Oh man, don't stop. And when things are going great, that's when you gotta roll the throttle back even more. Because it's like you can't win a race from a dead stop. And if you want to if you're analyzing the end game, you got to look at where you started. And it's just Ron and Deb, you guys know this, that there is no shortcut. There is no secret. The secret is this: work your butt off, and the harder you work, the more likely your chances are for success. And I've known this because it takes a village. I could not do this alone. I do it with great partners like you guys at Born to Ride, other media partners, the bars, the restaurants, the bar backs, the bartenders, the drinkers. Like, it takes a village. And when you work your butt off, people see that, and then you get the jump balls. Your luck increases. Luck and hard work are directly proportional. When you work hard, your luck goes way up. But if you're sitting on the couch waiting for something to happen, luck's not going to strike you there.
Yeah, man, and you are the czar, man. You are the marketing czar, Twisted Tea.
Yeah, he is.
Honored to be your friend for all these years, and I'm honored to have you on the show. We've got to do it again. We got to do a Twisted Tea update like every other week or something.
Yeah.
Because there's so much going on, and I think we could create even more. So, Bill, we've got to go. We've got the next callers are on the air. They've got to listen to your story as well. But, man, any last words?
The last word I will say is thanks for everybody for supporting us all these years, especially Born to Ride friends and family. And my favorite, my sign-off, keep it twisted.
Have a good night, Bill. Have fun in Biketoberfest.
Thank you.
All right, you guys, will see you on the road.
All right, brother.
Okay. Bill Grotto from Twisted Tea.
Yeah, that's a big time guy, right?
He's a marketing genius. We did a promotion together over on the Treasure Coast, and all of a sudden it rained. It was one of those days, and it just poured down buckets. Bill starts handing out these packaged yellow raincoats, the hoodie ones, the ponchos, and it had Twisted Tea and blue all on the back, and everybody, hundreds of people were waddling through the bike event, just all, and I'm like, geez, that was a genius pop-up right there.
No, he's the hardest working man in show business, and that's
he's a one-man band, and he does it, boots on the ground.
Speaking about hard work,
you can feel the enthusiasm there.
Yeah, I mean, that's really cool because he's probably worked his butt off since 6 a.m. But he was ready to go, and speaking of hardworking people, that's what Born to Ride Radio is about. That's what Boss Hogg's about. Mm-hmm. That's what we're about here tonight, people. Can I testify? Speaking of testify,
that's why Boss Hogg is #1 in Central Florida. Right. Hardworking people. Hardworking.
Speaking of testify, something rhymes with testified. It's sanctified. So let's talk about the Sanctified Chopper Show. Sanctified Vintage Chopper Show. It's the Sanctified Vintage Chopper Show. It's the first annual.
Where?
Dahlonega, Georgia.
Oh, we got to hit that place for Christmas sometime. I heard that's really nice.
We've got Jordan, who's one of the guys that are putting it all together. He's got a great story. And Steven from Law Tigers, Georgia, who came together to help put this thing on because they're coming in. They're doing a lot of good stuff. Are you guys there?
Yep, we're here.
All right.
Hi. So let's start out with Jordan. Jordan, how are you tonight?
Doing pretty good. I'll talk to you about it. I'll talk for my voice. Had COVID about a month and a half ago. Still don't have a voice for radio, but I do have the face. So.
Oh, that's awesome. So tell us about it. Let's get right into this, man. The first annual Sanctified Vintage Chopper Show, and you're doing it at a historic place. It's the community club. Isn't that where the first gold rush town, something like 1826 dates back to? Tell us about this. Yeah. Tell us about your location, but tell us about the show.
Yeah, exactly. So Auraria, Georgia, does still show up on a map, but the main city for Lumpkin County is Dahlonega. This address actually has a Dawsonville address, and you probably know Dawsonville from racing and moonshine history because that's where I'm from, really, really deep in history areas and Dahlonega, all those places.
Did you say moonshine?
Oh, yeah. Dawsonville is the only city hall that has an active moonshine still that you can go in and buy moonshine from.
I think that would help your COVID voice there.
Yeah, might. Yeah, and the show, it is a vintage shopper show. That's what we're set up around, and there will be the main trophy is a beautiful clock that was built by Killing Time Clocks, and it's awesome. So that's the main trophy, and then everything else is below that. But we'll have metric bikes, new school choppers, old school choppers, anything from dirt bikes to trikes. So about any kind of motorcycle you can think of, we have a trophy for it, and we want to see anything and everything. I hope to see old vintage, Vespas or anything. I think it'd be really cool.
Now, also, tell me about High Rev Garage. That's something you and your dad do, right? That's your dad's place, and you work with your dad with this, or just help him out? Or
yeah, it is. Yeah, he's retired, so he gets to play around with stuff a lot more than I do. But yeah, High Revs Media is our YouTube channel, and that's where we do a lot of stuff. That's where a lot of this evolved from.
Wait, is that REV? Spell it out for us so people can check you out.
Yeah, it's HIREVZ altogether, HIREVZ, and then media. But yeah, HighRevsGarage.com is my website, and we've got some motorcycle parts and car parts and stuff on there, T-shirts and hats and all kinds of cool stuff, about anything and everything you could ask for as far as motorcycle stuff goes. So that's kind of how all this got started. I've had over 200 vehicles, and we've played around with a lot of them. A few years ago, we decided to start doing the YouTube stuff and really pushing that. About 7 years ago, we started wanting to do some type of motorcycle club that evolved into a ministry. I'm actually a registered minister or a licensed minister.
I was going to ask you about that. Now, what's the name of that ministry?
Yeah, it's God, Guns, and Cycles.
What is that again?
Motorcycle ministry. God, Guns, and Cycles.
God's Guns and Cycles, people. That's what I'm talking about. Yeah, I'll testify on that myself.
Yeah, we try to think of everything that we loved and build on that, and that's what it evolved from, and kind of turned into the ministry. And through the ministry, we've raised thousands of dollars and held a bunch of motorcycle rides and shows and car shows and everything else. So this kind of evolved from my experience in doing that and kind of bringing it all together, bringing in the high rev stuff. And then with Steven's help with Law Tigers, I'm not sure that we've been able to get exactly where we're at without them. They've really helped us out in making this thing be what it is already.
Man, that's so awesome. I'm sure it's going to be a great show. People are talking about it. We've even had calls at the office wanting the number to try to get in touch with you guys. But to do this, it takes partnership, it takes sponsorships, and it takes people who care enough about their own community to want to be involved in your community. And that's where Law Tigers steps up. We got Steven on the line. Steven, are you there?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Well, Steven, I know Law Tigers is in Georgia, and it's spreading around all over the country. But right now, what do you do at Law Tigers? Tell us. You're in Georgia.
So, yeah, I am the marketing manager for our Georgia territory. So I pretty much operate within the confines of Georgia. And, my job is kind of the cool part of the company. I never have to step foot in the courtroom. I don't have to deal with the hard stuff, but I get to go out and support local events, such as the Sanctified Show, but, we're very involved in the riding community, whether it's rider education. We work with the state of Georgia's rider safety courses, as well as a bunch of dealerships. We support the charity rides and everything like that as well, but, we just try to make the community better as a whole. And so we try to make people safer riders, but we also try to make the events bigger and better any way we can. And, that's why we kind of hooked up with Jordan on this. I think we started planning this maybe back in January, I think is when Jordan and I first talked, maybe at a different show, And it's kind of grown into something pretty awesome. So it's fun to be a part of. Well,
it seems to me like... and I believe it too, grassroots community, man. It's about the people. It could be a $1 million people event, or it could be 100 people, or it could be 500. You guys are there because you believe in this, and you believe in what's going on to be involved with, what Jordan's created there. And I got to hand it to you, man. You're out there with the people, and this should be a great show. And, it's good to see Law Tigers in Georgia doing events like this.
And supporting safety and awareness. So that's what, that's the great part. There's a lot of new riders on the road every day. They just always need friendly reminders about safety and bring awareness to a lot of, situations and issues and so forth. So that's great.
Definitely. And that's one thing we've actually seen during the pandemic, as anybody in any recreational industry has noticed, motorcycle sales have been through the roof in the last year. So have RVs, bicycles, everything. So a lot of people, the fact that you mentioned new riders, we've had such an influx of new riders, in Georgia, but across the nation, really within the last 18 months. And, the statistics show that you're typically going to have an accident. Your probability of having an accident is higher in your first 2 years of riding than throughout the rest of your riding career. So, yeah, that's something that's really kind of near and dear to my heart. So we always, we like to say we'd like to hopefully prevent the accident before it even happens. Mm-hmm. But if you do have an accident, we're there after the fact to take care of you and make sure that, you're taken care of by your insurance company. And, we advocate for riders when that stuff happens.
Mm-hmm. Ken from Pro Rider in Atlanta area is a Born to Ride partner here. And he holds riding classes for even the most advanced riders. Situations change as you get older. Your reflexes change, your weight changes, the bike that you're riding changes, and he does the coursework on your own motorcycle. So it's not like you go to a dealership, ride some type of bike, and then get out and try to maneuver your own. And he's really successful at it, and he's at the same time also surprised experienced riders. Just refresh your skills every once in a while, But so that's good. That's a good partner to have there, Jordan. I'm sure you're glad they're on board.
Oh, it's super glad. Stephen has helped me out so much with this and make stuff happen. The things that I probably would not have been able to happen. We were able to get stuff going months ago, so it was very, very good.
Mm-hmm. Oh, that's great. And now the vintage show also. How is that judged? I mean, that vintage bikes are sometimes difficult to judge because if you don't work on them, you don't know a lot about the mechanics of them. Is that where your dad and you come into play there?
Yeah, I mean, I've got a few vintage bikes, and I've had a bunch of them. My uncle is actually an expert at pretty much any part numbers, year models, everything. He's been a custom bike builder for forever, and so I've been around it pretty much all my life, and that's kind of how I got into it. My dad's always rode and played with hot rods and everything else, so that's kind of how I got into it. And then I've got some other buddies and stuff that are very well, knowledge based, and a lot of vintage stuff like that. But what's cool about the chopper scene is that it's that old school vibe, that's 70s, 80s vibe, and so it's really not looking for original bikes, so to say. But me personally, I like bikes that look like they were built in the area that they were born, or something like that. Like that's kind of what I look for personally. But I like them all. I mean, I've had everything from Japanese bikes to American-made bikes and everything and anything in between, and I like stuff that's weird. So weird stuff really does good for me. So, and that's kind of what my dad and I. He doesn't really like weird stuff too much. But
come on now. There's got to be a bull taco there or a combat wombat there. I mean.
Yeah. Well, he's got a GS 1100L Suzuki that it's a beast of a bike. He actually gave it to me when I was 26, and we still got it. It pops up in the pictures that are scrolling on there. And the green metal flake bike's a 76 shovel head. So it's a lot like that Twisted T bike earlier. So that was really cool.
Awesome.
So that one's one of mine, and then I've got a 79 chopper, the one we popping wheelies and everything on it. That's the one we've been playing with pretty recently, and then we've just been randomly building all kinds of bikes I've been very, very blessed to be able to get some bikes, play with them, and trade around and stuff like that. So we do car stuff and everything too, but a little bit of everything.
So do you hit the swap meets to try to find the parts, or is there an underground connection you guys work with? That's what it takes.
Yeah, it is. You're right. And my underground connection is my uncle.
That's awesome.
Has pretty much any part that I need. But he does. That is his full-time job, is going back and forth to swap meets. In just swap meeting, he was able to buy a Milwaukee 8 Road Glide and rode out to Sturgis this year. So, which he's rode out there plenty of times before on older bikes, but that was the latest one he's done, which is really, really cool. So that's usually where I get stuff from, and then through my own website, I'm a dealer for V-Twin Manufacturing and TC Brothers Choppers and Prism Supply Company, Amsoil, a couple different ones that I'm a dealer for, and I'm mainly a dealer for myself, so I can get my own cheap parts.
Yeah.
Yeah, because it can get expensive working and playing with bikes and stuff. But yeah, and then speaking of people helping us out, on the show, we've got so many people besides Law Tigers. Lowbrow Customs was there from the get-go. They they were like, yes, we would love to help. They sent me some stuff to have put up, give away. Really cool. Killing Time belt buckles and clocks. They did the clock for us and all the custom painted belt buckles. So all of our trophies are ones that you can wear or use as a functional device, which is really, really cool. I think they're the coolest ones. I'm a little biased, but Pathfinder's Family is another motorcycle ministry here in town, and they're going to be doing all the barbecuing for us out there. Big Don Band is going to be there the whole day playing for us, and they've really helped me out a bunch of times before. Bigfoot Septic Plumbing is a buddy of mine. He helped us out this year. And sponsored us. K&K Towing sponsored us, and they've got their professional motorcycle haulers and stuff, and cars and anything else. And then Steph's Trophies and Embroidery is the one making all the shirts for us this year. So a lot of really big help from them, and then a whole bunch of really cool Instagram guys, Instagram chopper builders and companies. So Two Wheel Trash has sent us some stuff to give away. Nick Hanks with Nick Choppers is giving us stuff to give away. Vanilla Cycles has sent us some stuff. The Ton Magazine has sent us some stuff. You guys have sent us some magazines to give out and stuff. Death Trap company has sent us some stuff, and we've got other companies that are sending us stuff right now. So it should be a really, really neat show.
Wow, sounds like you need to bring a shopping bag. Gonna walk home with something. Well, I'm gonna get you some Born to Ride stickers sent out too. That way you'll have some of those for your show.
Oh yeah, I love stickers. I ordered 2,000 sanctified stickers, so we'll have tons of stickers to give out. And yeah, I've got a bunch of stickers from companies. So yeah, I'd love to have some Born to Ride ones to throw out there. That'd be awesome. That'd be really, really cool.
That'll be good. We'll definitely hook you up with that. And that's tell us again a little bit. The show is October 23rd, and dates, times, and locations. Tell us all about that good stuff.
Yeah. So it is in Auraria, Georgia, which will still come up on the map, but it's technically a Dawsonville address, but it's in Lumpkin County, which is close to Dahlonega. So it's very, very confusing. But the address is on our Facebook page, on our Instagram. It's at Sanctified Show. That will get you there the quickest. It's easy to find. If you just type in Auraria, Georgia, you'll find us. The old country store there that's 120 or 30 years old now. It's very, very cool. And it is October 23rd, so it's coming up not this Saturday, but next Saturday. And it's scheduled 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. So this is just going to be us hanging out all day long and and talking and checking out the bikes and everything else for anything and everything. And anybody is welcome in the full motorcycle community.
Awesome. Now that area is really a nice tourist area too, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, I heard.
Yeah. So Dahlonega is actually the beginning of the tail of the dragon. Well, I guess the end, depending on which way you look at it. But those mountain roads are great, going from Highway 9, which was originally the only road to Atlanta. So people would run moonshine in Dahlonega and Dawsonville, and you could either work every day for 25 cents, or you can make $100 a night hauling moonshine. So that's where all of the money in our counties came from the North Georgia area, was from moonshining. And Dawsonville's the moonshine capital of the world, because more revenuers arrested moonshiners in Dawsonville than any other place in the nation.
And it's interesting. Yeah. Do you know the history behind the clay, the potters that made the moonshine pots? That they disguised them so they sat on the cupboards in the kitchen. The faces on them.
Yeah, they're the face jugs.
Yes, face jugs.
Yeah, face jugs. And actually, I've got some friends that actually run a folk art gallery, and they've got tons of face jugs, and it's right up the road. But yeah, they would kind of disguise them as different ones, so people just thought it was pottery art and stuff like that, but it actually helped moonshine. And then in the trunks, so they wouldn't rattle, they would actually build a little wooden rack around it, almost like a wash like drum, but they would build these little wooden racks around the bottles so they wouldn't cling together.
And
they did all kinds of cool stuff.
Yeah, and they're real collectible now.
Big time, yeah.
Yeah,
big time. Well, and also I need to mention that we're doing all of this, and part of the proceeds are going to help out Care for Kids. And Care for Kids is kids are really equal is what CARE is. And Care for Kids does so much stuff. They've been around. My papa was one of the original people that helped start Care for Kids. They've changed names since the beginning, but they've been around for, I think, like 30 or 40 years now. So they help out kids going back to school, make sure they've got backpacks and all that kind of stuff. They do a lot of stuff for kids every single year in the community, and buying Christmas gifts for every single child. If there's any child in need, they will make sure that they're taken care of.
Where can someone find information on this at? Like Facebook? You guys have a website?
Yeah. So there is a website for Care for Kids, and you can just type in Care for Kids online. But I think it's KFK moonshinefestival.com, I think is what theirs is. But they're also on Facebook. You can find them through there also. And the Moonshine Festival is also going on at this exact same weekend. So the 22nd, 23rd, and 24th, the Moonshine Festival is going on in Dawsonville at the Georgia Racing Hall of Fame, which is where the Moonshine Hall of Fame is, which is where City Hall is. All that stuff's together in Dawsonville. So it's a really, really neat area to go see. And there will be tons of 39 and 40 Fords out there, which were original moonshine hauling cars, and a bunch of race cars and everything else. So that's going on at the same time. So if you've got a old school car or whatever, and you want to hit that up, which we want you to come to our show too, right? But we're doing it for Care for Kids. So which in the past we've done it at the same place, but right now space is a little tight with COVID restrictions and everything else. So it just kind of worked out better for us to be at the Auraria location.
What about, are the colors of fall showing right now?
Just starting. So more leaves, I think, have hit the ground in the past day than any other time now. So they're just now starting to show. It's supposed to cool down next week. Pretty cool. So it might be a little chilly. Sometimes it's blazing hot, and sometimes it's chilly around the third weekend or fourth weekend and everything. So, this coming weekend is the Dahlonega Gold Rush, which is all about Dahlonega and the Gold Rush history. So that festival is going on right now. So there's all kinds of things happening in North Georgia right now.
This weekend and next, right? October 23rd, 9 a.m. to 5?
Yeah. So our show is the 23rd, 9 a.m. to 5. So, so then the Moonshine Festival that same weekend, and then this coming up weekend is the Gold Rush in Dahlonega.
Okay.
Wow. Sounds like a great time in Georgia.
Well, we certainly appreciate the two of y'all joining us on Born to Ride Radio here this evening.
Thanks, Stephen from Law Tigers. Jordan from Sanctified. Yes. Thanks, guys. Gave us a lot of great information and a couple little history lessons as well, right?
Well, we're going to leave the show and say goodbye to them with a little Ashley McBride and her song, A Little Dive Bar in Dahlonega.
Oh, there you go. That was quick on the finger.
Okay.
Thanks, guys.
Appreciate it so much.
All right, thanks.
Okay.
Hear a song from a band that saves you, man. It's a hitting rock bottom. Smoke 'em if you got 'em. Nothing's going right. Making the best of the worst day kind of night.
Well, I hope you've certainly enjoyed this edition of Born to Ride Radio on the Boss Hogg Radio Network. Debbie, it was always a pleasure.
Yeah, thanks. I'm just so excited. You really know your music. You just pulled that up right there.
Yeah.
He does.
You're not an old timer either, Fester.
Nope.
There's not. We'll play a game in the car. I'll cover the screen. I'll be like, "What song? What artist?"
Right up.
Like he knows everything.
Love it.
It's my job.
Yeah, you're doing your job. What a great show, though.
Everyone have a great evening.
Thanks.
Be safe and, keep it in between the ditches. And we're going to end it with Born to Ride. Born to Ride. Okay. Have a great evening,
All right.
folks.
Thanks, guys.
If Instagram is your thing, we're there. We're everywhere. Follow us at #Born to Ride Motorcycle Media, your #1 motorcycle resource.
Yeah, I have to say, Born to Ride has been a big influence on my trailer sales in the last 2 or 3 months. It's been nothing but a big surprise. I mean, the magazine articles, everything in the commercials, it's been nothing but the best of help to me in my business.
Is your business becoming invisible? Create a great advertising relationship today with Born to Ride. Call 888-795-5779.
This is the Boss Hogg Radio Network. 1170 AM WKFL Bushnell. 1330 AM WWAV Lakeland Plant City. 1360 AM WHNR Cypress Gardens Winter Haven. And 1390 AM and 107.5 FM WAVP and W298BU FM.